What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another FIFA 21 Ultimate Team video on the channel. Going to be doing something a little bit different today guys, but before we do get into that, obviously as always don't forget to like, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. But to be honest, I don't even really need to say it because you guys are so good at showing the support to the channel at the moment anyway. But that's for any of you new guys that are just tuning in to help out. But here we go. So La Liga League Player is a new objective which came out yesterday for this Gonzalo Guedes card. I thought I'd try something a little bit different with a video. You know, it's been a weird one recently with content. I've been trying to kind of figure out like what things tend to do a little bit better in terms of views, what you guys want to see. So let me know in the comment section below if this video is something that helps you or interests you in any way, shape or form, or you know, if it does interest you but maybe I've not quite covered it how you'd want me to cover it, let me know about how to improve, because I'm open to improvements on this because I've never done anything like this before. But I'm basically just going to kind of talk through the objective and just recommend a few players for you guys to use in your team. I've not got like a team together necessarily, like I've not constructed a whole team. I've got like you know, like goalkeepers are not really decided on because they're kind of a little bit pointless, and I'm not going to be like playing the games, but I just wanted to point out a few players for you guys to try out and just kind of explain why. So basically for this one you're going to need to win 15 matches. It's all in managerial masterpiece, as all these League SBC player ones are, so not League SBC, like League objective cards. We've had a few previously from the other major leagues. We've got the La Liga one this time. So we've got Guedes for it. And yeah, 15 wins. It's got to be a whole La Liga team. In fact, probably the easiest thing to actually show first before we actually look at the objectives. If I show the actual foot friendly, because this is something to consider as well, guys. Hence why I've got the players that I've got in my team. So to do managerial masterpiece, you have to have a maximum team rating of 77 overall. So you can't just go in and use like, so basically if someone's got a lot more coins than another person, they can't go in and use all like the top tier players. And then like another person who has a cheap team, it basically levels the playing field essentially. There are ways around it which I'll get into, but in general it kind of levels the playing field. You're not allowed any bronze players in your team or your squad. You're allowed a maximum of 3 silver players, and that's obviously to, you know, stop people from putting like Messi, I don't know, like Benzema. I'm just going for like high rated La Liga players, not necessarily the best ones to use, but any high rated La Liga players, and then having like a bronze bench and taking the team rating down a bit. So that's just to prevent that. And then if we go into, where's the objectives? Here we go, right. So we have to have a whole La Liga team, so you score 30 goals, which could be slightly problematic because at the moment a lot of people do tend to play golden goal, which could actually backfire now, because if you've got to play 30 games to get this guy done, I probably wouldn't recommend it. 20 assists as well. And then let's say important, I mean it's not crucial to this, but you do need to score goals from outside of the box. You do also need to score finesse goals. So I've got a couple of players which have various traits to help with that, but I wouldn't focus too much on that, just because obviously, you know, you do need to win 15 games, so you'd like to think by the time you win 15 games you would get the outside of the box goals and the finesse goals just kind of naturally. So don't focus on that too much, because I find if I like focus on trying to score a specific type of goal, that it sometimes like detracts from the overall performance, and you end up losing. So yeah, just try and play like a natural game, but if you get the opportunity to hit one from outside the box, why not? Just let it rip, give it a go. But here we go. So I'm going to have a look at some players that we've got. It's pretty much a team, but yeah, it's not necessarily like, I don't know if I'd go for this set of players here. Some of the players I've got on the bench I might put in instead, but basically goalkeeper wise I've not really looked at, because for me guys, goalkeeper is just, it's up to you, personal preference really. I think what I would do first is, really ideally, what I always do with these sort of objectives is I actually put the 3 silver players onto my bench to take the rating right down, and obviously as always put the lowest rated ones that you can. So go straight into the low to high and then just go silver, and literally just throw 365 rated cards onto the bench. and that way you know you've got your starting point then. Once they're in there, you want to just pretty much just try and build around it. But with like the goalkeeper, I wouldn't put them in till the end, just because you want to try and get your better players in like the forward positions to help you score the goals, and maybe like centre backs, just obviously to keep them out a bit more easily. I say like when you're using the lower rated cards with a goalkeeper, you're just inevitably going to have someone that's not that great. So I wouldn't focus too much on them. But we'll go through like positions other than goalkeeper. So right back, for me personally, I think there's only really one choice here. This Serginio Dest, I thought it was Sergio. 75 rated. He's literally perfect for this. I know like he's 67 defending and 63 physical, but he's rapid. So I would say that he's probably worth putting in. As a 75 rated card, that's then going to free up more potential for slightly higher rated cards in other positions, such as the strikers, which we'll move on to shortly. So yeah, I would say go for Dest. There aren't that many other options really. I've not even got any alternatives on my bench, just because they're not that great in this league. And then left back, I've got a couple. So you got Alex Moreno, 77 rated, so he's perfect. Again, like rapid. He does have like that foot freeze right back card, which is pretty decent. So I feel like the left back one will be pretty decent as well. An alternative, a slightly higher rated card would be Junior Firpo. So if you wanted to go for a slightly higher rated left back, you could go for him. I wouldn't necessarily say that you probably need to do that. I'd probably go for Moreno. He's quicker anyway, and then that's just going to free up a little bit more for slightly better cards in positions that probably matter a little bit more. I'd say fullbacks don't really matter as much. And then in centre backs, this is probably the one position where there's actually a lot of options. So this is completely up to like personal preference. But I've got a few choices here anyway. So we've got Koundé in a right centre back, mainly because I'm using his road to the final card at the moment, and I'm really enjoying him. I mean, it's obviously a completely different level of card. This is not quite as good, but I would say if he's anything like his road to the final in terms of body build and how agile he is and stuff, he should be a pretty good choice. Obviously slightly above the 77 rated threshold, but with having all these silvers in here, it just allows us to have that a little bit extra. And then we got the 77 rated guy Murillo here. Again, not bad, pretty solid stats. You could, if you wanted to, you could go for slightly higher rated cards in Nacho, who does look solid. Eder Militao is a good choice. He's always really, really good on FIFA. I would probably personally go for him. I mean, I love him. He's one of my personal favourites from last year. And then you got Mario Hermoso as well, who does look solid, and he is left-footed as well, which I don't actually think any of these guys are. Koundé's not, and yeah, they're not. So to have a left-footed centre-back, maybe if you like to have like a good balance in your defence, maybe go for Hermoso. That would be a good choice. There are plenty of options there. And then going into midfield, so if you're looking for like a right winger, obviously, it depends on what formation you want to play, but I was looking at there's not really any good cams. There's not many good attacking midfielders in this league. The centre mid position was actually the hardest to find any decent low rated players that had good, well rounded stats. So we'll move on to that anyway. But I've gone for wingers. I personally play 4-4-2. I just think it's the most balanced formation. So we got Rodrigo on the right, 87 pace, 83 dribbling, solid, like 4-star skills. If you guys like to do skills, great. 3-star weak foot's not the best, but obviously we're using slightly lower rated cards here, so it is always going to be the odd flaw. Decent option though, and also as an alternative, if you're looking to like drop your rating a little bit, you've got Kubo there, 82 pace, 82 dribbling, technical dribbler trait as well. Cuts inside, he's left footed, 4-star, 4-star, good height. It's decent to be fair. Like obviously he lacks the shooting stat, but if you're looking to maybe like have slightly better players in the striker positions and maybe like centre backs and maybe even centre mid, because like I said, there's not that many good kind of low rated centre midfield options. If you maybe want to go for slightly higher rated centre mid, go for Kubo on the right. He's going to do a job. The wingers don't get used that much, to be honest, in this particular formation for me. So maybe I would personally go Kubo and actually go for a slightly better midfielder than like Kondogbia or Hector Herrera we've got here. On the left, I've got Vinicius. Interesting option for him. 5-star skills. A lot of you guys will love that. 4-star weak foot is superb as well. Rapid. He is absolutely rapid. His shooting stats are not the best. they're not great. He does have a lot of good traits, but he doesn't have any like the outside of the sorry, not the outside of the foot, the long shot taker trait or the finesse shot trait, which is a bit disappointing. And obviously because his long shot's only 68 and his shot power is only 73, so he might not help for those particular objectives. But I think if you're looking for a player that's just going to get the job done and get you some wins and score some goals, he's going to be fine. He's going to be absolutely fine. And there's an interesting alternative I've managed to find here as well, because I've never seen this card before. Amath in Dai, I think I pronounced that correct. He's 4-star, 4-star. He's got 92 pace, 81 dribbling. Don't sleep on this guy. I think he could be a very, very good player. Very, very good card. Flair, speed dribbler, technical dribbler. He's going to be nice and slick on the wing. Again, a bit like Vinicius. Like, doesn't have any of the kind of like the long shot traits or anything like that. But I think like decent, like interesting card. Let me know if you guys have used him. But I thought I'd throw him into the video. He looks like a decent option. I would definitely recommend giving him a try and seeing if he can get the job done for you. And then in midfield we got Kondogbia, who is just an absolute man mountain. He's only got 2-star weak foot, which is a bit of a shame. High medium work rates as well is interesting. It's interesting, to be honest. You'd think it would be like medium high for a guy of his stats and his build, but he's actually more of an attacking player, which is interesting. 6'2", maybe a bit clunky, maybe I would say, but considering what you got to work with from this league, good choice. For me, Hector Herrera is a no-brainer. I think you've got to go Hector Herrera. High work rates, 4-star weak foot, really well-rounded stats. Long shot taker trait as well, which is perfect for this objective. I think Hector Herrera, you just got to get him in there. I know he's an 81 rated card, but just throw a couple of 75s like we've got Sergio Dest and Kubo, those sort of players, to then allow yourself to get the 81 rated card in there. And then finally, probably the most important position for this, because especially if people want to play golden goal, you need good strikers that are just going to take that one chance that they get straight away. We've got Morales and Camaro in the team here currently. Camaro has outside foot shot trait, which could be useful for taking shots outside of the box. Really good card. Sorry. 4-star weak foot, 86 pace, 76 dribbling, 79 shooting. Just a really solid striker. He's always been decent on FIFA. And then Morales is superb in a way. He suits the current meta of this game from last year and this year. He just suits it to absolute perfection. Great pace, great dribbling, great shooting, 4-star, 4-star, really good height for a striker, perfect work rates in my opinion. He has the finesse shot trait, which is even better for his objective. Speed dribbler, outside foot shot trait, team player. Brilliant in-game stats, a good agility, good balance. I think this guy, again, alongside Hector Herrera, I would say these two are just, you have to get them, I would say you need to get them in your team. They're going to have a big impact. Again, alternatives, we could look at Inaki Williams, we could look at João Felix if you're looking for a slightly higher rated card. There's definitely ways of getting them in. Obviously, like I said, you could go for some slightly worse players in these positions and then go for like a top-notch striker, like, I don't know, Griezmann maybe. I'm trying to think of any La Liga players. It's not the best league this year, to be honest. Let's have a look. We go for like high-rated La Liga. We'll just do that. That'll be fine. That's in the club, innit? We want to go concept. There we go. I'll say Messi would probably be quite difficult to get in, being a 93 rated card. But if you wanted to try and get like Ramos at the back, or like Varane at the back maybe, or Benzema up front, Suarez, Griezmann, maybe in Hazard in your team, Luka Modric. If you want to get any of those guys in your starting lineup, then you will have to go for some slightly lower rated cards in and around them. I don't personally like to do that. I try to go for a well-rounded team, but then sometimes it just doesn't work, and sometimes you've got to mix it up and go for like one star man to just like build the team around. It just depends how you want to run it, guys. But I thought I'd do that little video anyway, just to, it's actually been quite long, to be fair. I've rambled on, haven't I? Wow. But yeah, just to kind of give you guys some options. Like I said, let me know what you think. This could be a complete waste of time. You guys might not really enjoy this sort of video that much, but I thought I'd try it, something different. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below your thoughts about it. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully this helps you get the objective done. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later.